Hey guys, I am Trent for Trent Sense, and I am here to talk to all of you about my thoughts on the Samsung Galaxy S2. When I initially took this on as my main phone, I thought that it would take a while for me to get used to the 4.3-inch screen, adding overall width to the build of the phone. But luckily, I was wrong. It turns out that the lightweight plastics, in addition to the thin profile, really enhance this phone's portability. Now, as far as Samsung using plastic in the overall build, I think that after a while of owning this as my main phone, I basically learned to get over it. Now, for the software side of things, I was quite surprised as to how well I took to the TouchWiz interface on the Gingerbread Android platform. Unlike the Craptivate on AT&T, the Unlock GS2 really gave me a fast touching experience when it came to navigating the software with my fingertips. Now, in addition to the speedy navigation of the TouchWiz interface with the 1.2 gigahertz chip, I also fell in love with the minor tweaks of the interface when it came to making a more efficient user experience. Whether it came to using the music controls on the lock screen or swiping a contact entry to the left or the right to activate a text or a call, I really got into the TouchWiz interface. Now, as far as reception goes, the phone had no trouble staying in connection with the AT&T 3G network, and I didn't receive any sort of dropped calls. Whether I was tracking my 10-mile runs or using Google navigation on the road, the GPS module happened to work flawlessly, without fail. And in addition to getting a signal lock within seconds, it also maintained my position even as I would drive in an underwater bridge tunnel.
In 500 feet, turn left onto Colley Avenue. In 400 feet, turn right onto West 21st Street.
Audio quality on the earpiece for voice calls happens to be extremely crisp and clear in my everyday usage. I was very impressed with it. The same also goes for the loudspeaker when it came to listening to speakerphone calls.
Thanks for calling the Apple Store MacArthur Center. Your call may be recorded for quality assurance. iPhone 4S has arrived.
Now, when it comes to listening to music, you cannot go wrong with the Galaxy S2. The speaker has amazing quality with sufficient volume and amazing sound quality, and I was very pleased with the interface of the music player itself. When it comes to watching video on this phone, the 4.3-inch Super AMOLED Plus display is indeed a champion. It is the ultimate winner. You cannot go wrong when it comes to looking at the deep blacks and the vivid colors on any kind of music video or movie you happen to watch. The 8 megapixel camera on the GS2 turns out to be a very impressive camera indeed, especially for a phone. Even in comparison to early digital cameras that I've used in the past, it does do very well when it comes to taking still pictures as well as taking HD video in 1080p.
That's it! Let's go beat them. Let's go beat them on the street. Touchdown! Go! Way to go! He's okay. He's all right.
Now, after dealing with the likes of the Nokia N8 and the E7, I thought I would never run into another phone that could support USB on the go. But fortunately, with the GS2, I was proven wrong. This does indeed support that feature. Using the virtual QWERTY from the Gingerbread Keyboard application proved to be very efficient for everyday usage for emails and text messages and even Word documents. However, I still found myself missing the comfort of a hardware keyboard. Battery life on the GS2 was not bad at all. With my average usage, I was able to get through a little over 1 day on one charge. When it comes to extremely heavy usage, like when I was on vacation and I was using the voice call feature along with the camera and internet surfing, I ended up having to charge the phone by the mid-afternoon, which wasn't too bad considering all of the stuff that I was doing with it. Another cool feature, which I imagine is in most phones, is that you can turn the phone over to mute it once it starts ringing. One feature I got a lot of use out of on the GS2 happened to be the voice talk function powered by Vlingo. Whether I was generating a text message or an email or starting up my music player, it came in extremely handy as far as speech to text was concerned. Now, honestly, it is not going to be as full-featured as Siri on the iPhone 4, but at the end of the day, it still got the job done.
What would you like to do?
Play music.
What would you like to do?
Send text message to the Apple Store. I would like to find out how much it would cost for a brand new iPad, period.
Send text message to Apple Store. Message, I would like to find out how much it would cost for a brand new iPad. Say send, cancel, or speak your message again.
Send.
Sending message. Message sent.
I did run into trouble with the Bluetooth streaming of music in my car stereo. Oftentimes the SGS2 would tend to cut out the Bluetooth connection with the stereo, and I often had to turn off Bluetooth, then turn it back on again in order to get things working properly. Samsung Galaxy S2 is indeed the best Android that money can buy. I believe that Samsung has finally come up with a perfect balance of hardware and software. When you consider the 4.3-inch Super AMOLED Plus display, along with the very thin hardware profile, along with the 1.2 gigahertz processor on top of an 8 megapixel camera, there is no going wrong with this particular model at all. Guys, honestly, I really am so in love with the TouchWiz operating system that the only way that I would upgrade from the GS2 is if there was a model that had a bigger screen with the same operating system. Even though this review is made for the unlocked version and not any of the versions offered on US carriers, I would like to hope that the software experience is comparable to that of what I've experienced with this unlocked phone. If you can afford to go for the unlocked GS2, I say go for it. However, If you can't afford it and you happen to be on a carrier which offers its own version of that phone, go for that. You cannot go wrong with the Samsung Galaxy S2. I'm telling you all, this is one phone that I am never selling for anything. I am keeping this even as a backup for any other TouchWiz device that I may have in the future. Hint. With all of that being said, I am Trent for Trent Sense, and I appreciate all of you guys watching, and I ask that you stay tuned for my next video. Take care and stay safe.